How's it going, guys? My name is Stone. Welcome to these reviews, my reviews to be exact. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite albums I've heard in the last year. That is clearly by the Flying Burrito Brothers, and it's their debut album, released in 1969, The Gilded Palace of Sin. Now, this would show Graham Parsons and Chris Hillman continuing their work in modern country music by combining elements of gospel, soul, and even psychedelic rock. All of these components end up creating some of the most beautiful, melodic, and heartfelt country rock I've ever heard. This album, like Sweetheart of the Rodeo, has made me fall in love with country music in the last year, and I can't help but adore every single song from this album. The lush production is able to capture every instrument so well, and the harmonies between the two singers is just cosmic in my opinion. This might as well be a desert island disc for me because I can always go back to it and enjoy every moment from it. It opens with one of the more rocking songs in the album, Christine's Tune, which has a very swinging rhythm that is difficult for me not to get into and sing along. I love the lyrics about this girl being a devil in disguise and how they elaborate more on that throughout the verses. And I love how the song's able to balance the acoustic guitar, the fuzz tone guitar, and the slide guitar in a way that creates such a bombastic country rock tune. It's definitely an upbeat opener, but still a fantastic introduction to the standard that this record maintains all the way till the end. We then get to Sin City, which was the track that made me fall in love with this album. It instantly caught my attention and it made me realize that I was missing out on really good music, or at least the potential magic that you can find in country rock music. It has such a beautiful vocal delivery by Graham Parsons, and a very delicate melody that seems to tap away in 3/4 so nicely. It really introduces the listener to the meditative atmosphere this album offers, thanks to the beautiful mix of harmony, melody, and atmosphere. So, kind of being redundant, but you know what I mean. There's a presence to this music. Feels like you're in there. You're in the music. You know, it's definitely like the hickory wind of this album, if you know what I mean. It's just got that energy, that vibe to it. I say vibe unironically, even though most of these songs have that hickory wind kind of vibe. So yeah, take it as you may. It only gets better though with the next track, Do Right Woman, which features another heartfelt performance by Parsons. This is the first of two covers that the band of course play incredibly well and make it their own. I agree with most people when they say that Parsons stole the show on this album and almost wherever he went, as he is lead on every song he has, is nothing less than passionate or just filled with passion. I love the mellow atmosphere and environment that the acoustic guitar brings to the track, and the harmonies that conclude the chorus is just so blissful in my opinion. One of my favorite tracks from this album, though it's hard to say that because all these songs are equally great, almost all of them. We then get to the album, or one of the album's most tear-jerking songs in my opinion. Yes, tear-jerking, I said it. Dark End of the Street, the second cover from this album. It's funny to think that I didn't enjoy the song when I first heard it because it's become, I don't know, the one that moves my heart whenever I start to hear it play. It basically has all the same qualities as the cover before, but it replaces that warm glow of happiness with a feeling of melancholy. And the lyrics really moved me more than most of the other tracks on this album, especially the line, "If you should see me as I walk on by, oh darling, please don't cry." I mean, the way he sings those lyrics is just hits me so close to home, I guess. Not like it's relatable, but like I could envision the pain he's going through, or at least what the statement was trying to say or be interpreted as. So again, Parsons stealing the show respectfully. It's just an amazing song that I really can't not say. Even all these songs are amazing, so I'm just trying to give them their due, you know. We closed side one on another upbeat track, My Uncle, and I absolutely love the melody that repeats over the lyrics, which talks about someone trying to escape the draft and see if Vancouver is really their kind of town. I really love how they illustrate this through creative lyrics, which contrasts with the jolly atmosphere very well. And I also admire its use of the mandolin and slide guitar. It may not be as touching as the three preceding tracks, but I don't really mind taking a break from all that emotional bullcrap, you know? Ugh, too much. I really enjoy how the song uh, relies more on its melody than anything else, which you could say is kind of like a foreshadowing their next album, which I would say doesn't have as much emotion, but still has some like kick-ass melodies. So yeah, side one I'd say is flawless in my opinion. My only gripe with it is that it doesn't have more songs, which can't really hold anything back. I can't really like, I don't know, be a dick about it because of that reason. As perfect as side one is, I'd still say that side two is definitely more intriguing, as it presents itself as a journey into some of the band's best songs, and I don't know, for that reason, it kind of is my favorite side on the album. We start off with the amazing country tune, Wheels. Once again, Parson just killing it anytime he's on lead vocals, singing over some gorgeous tremolo guitar and fuzz tone bass, or fuzz tone guitar, I can't tell. These effects create a very laid back yet trippy environment, invoking that feeling of that a good country song always does to me, which is the feeling of looking out on like a gorgeous view wherever you live, desert, forest, snow, and just watching the sunset and just enjoying the moment, letting the music play, contemplate about life, look back at the years in a good way, not in any way depressing, or however makes you wiser, I guess. Not to sound like some guru, but this music puts me in that zone, even if I'm just on the highway in my car. You know, it makes me just think of the moments. You know, it's just very reflective music, and I really enjoy that. And this song, like many others, captures this feeling perfectly. And honestly, side two is just consistent with that feeling for me, because it continues on the very warm sounding track Juanita. I love the 3/4 rhythm they use once again, and those harmonies, as always, continue to rip my heart out, which is how much passion they deliver through these melodies, which is so nice. It's a very kind of upbeat song, you know, and I like the chord change towards the end, and I don't know. The vocals, in my opinion, I continue to praise them because they definitely resonate with me, which is what makes this album, I don't know, for me it has such a high standard, because it just combines all of these things, the melody, the vocals, and like I said, the atmosphere. I'm being a little repetitive, so what? It's that good of an album where it's worth repeating some of these statements. And while it's very much felt on the track Juanita, I feel like the intimacy of this album is defined by the song that's currently playing, probably their best song if you had to put a gun to my head and say choose. Hot Burrito #1. Now, I hate to sound like a broken record, but all the best qualities I've been mentioning, they can be found peaking on this track. The emotional energy that this song has is impeccable. The combination of Parsons' vocals and lyrics can make a man like me cry. Maybe I'm a man, maybe I'm a boy. Take your guess, but when he gets to the line, you know I'm not that kind of guy, that shit fucking kills me, bro. Oh my god. Not to sound like a nice guy, but like the way he hits that line so hard makes me feel it on an emotional level and inspires me to make music that intimate. And again, the musicianship backing up Parsons is just sublime. The drumming, the guitar solo in the middle, and even the subtle bass work creates such a delicate yet yearning atmosphere that definitely still has a trippy quality to it, which I really like. And like I said, if I had to choose only one song to listen to from this entire album ever again for the rest of my days, it would probably be this track, because it's that good. If I recorded this review maybe a month or two earlier, I probably would have chosen this track, Hot Burrito number 2, as it was my most played song of this year. This is the more energetic version of Hot Burrito number 1, which feels as if it carries the story of its predecessor, you know? Talking about the struggles that couples can have when they're trying to communicate with each other about how they feel and shit. And again, with the way Parson like belts out these lyrics makes it feel true, and like I said, continues to resonate with me. Like, yeah, I love you, baby, but that's the way that it goes, so it goes. That part reminds me of Slaughterhouse Five, so maybe there's a little connection there. But I like the way he sings that and just the statement itself. And this second half of the song, where it just really builds up, is easily one of my favorite moments from the entire album. And I'd also consider this to be one of the most defining Burrito moments from the Burrito Brothers. This is followed by the shorter yet very entertaining track, Do You Know How It Feels, which originally came from the Safe at Home album by the International Submarine Band. Another great album I hope to get to sometime in the future, but this rendition of the track has so much more of a surreal feeling thanks to the piano, the slide guitar, and the vocal performance, and just the production in general. It all just sounds so much more passionate, which makes it another big favorite of mine. It's honestly, like, I love playing all these songs on acoustic guitar, but this song definitely is just always so fun for me to play. Like, whether or not I'm trying to memorize it, or I'm just trying to play it for ladies or dudes, whatever. But yeah, it's a fun song to play. It's got that real country sound to it, but such a beautiful chord progression, which I just love. And maybe one of the most memorable melodies from this album. I mean, even though it's from another album, it's still like Graham Parsons' song, so he could do what he wants with it. We then get to the album closer, though, which is where I start to have a hard time kind of judging it. Hippie Boy. Don't get me wrong, I do like the story it tells a lot, and I think it reflects the album's theme very well. I just feel like it doesn't have too much of replay value. Kind of like the gripe I originally had with Return of the Son of Monster Magnet by Zappa. Even though I've grown to like that song a lot more, it could just be tough, wanting to go back to it. Those are two completely different songs, so maybe it's a bad comparison, but I do think it kind of loses that touch after you hear it the first time, because I loved it when I first heard the album as a whole. But like I said, it loses that value a little over time. With that said, kind of contrasting myself, I do think this is an excellent closer and rather brilliant because, like I said, it makes the listener look back at the journey they've been through listening to this album, walking through this gilded palace of sin, and just, I don't know, looking at the flaws humanity presents itself. Not to get too poetic and douchey, but just to go there just a little. The lyrics perfectly convey the album's theme in a way that makes you feel wiser and like you gained something from listening to this record. And in my opinion, still can make someone more inclined to listen to this album again. So yeah, that's basically my tracklist review. I'll just show off the vinyl real quick. Ain't much to it, unfortunately. It's just some repressing I got at my local store. I like the cover. They look sick in their little jackets, outfits. I forgot what they're called, but man, give me Chris's. I want that blue. Yeah, Sneaky Pete, Parsons, Etheridge, and those gals. But yeah, such a perfect album. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Oh wait, I forgot. Top 4 songs. That's super tough. I can't, it's like, in this very moment, my top 4, they're probably going to change though, would be Sin City, Dark End of the Street, Hot Burrito 1, Hot Burrito 2. I don't want it to change, but like, I guess it was like the songs I've listened to the most, or I tend to come back to the most, even though like all these songs are nothing below a 9. Maybe like Hippie Boy's like an 8, but like I said, that standard is incredibly high, and I'm so happy to find an album that like I could clearly easily say without a doubt that's like a 5-star record. I have trouble trying to like review things by stars, but I do feel like this record blew me away when I first heard it. So how about that? You guys think I'm hyping this album too much? Do you think I'm uh I don't know. Am I putting it down too much? Let me know what you think, because this band does not get a lot of talk on YouTube, so I hope to be one of those folks that gets famous from it. Woo! Yeah. I hope I can see you guys in my next video. It's going to be far from country, but it's going to be exciting, so I hope to see you then. Take care, bye.